In a quiet suburb of Chicago lived a man named Daniel Thompson. Daniel was a kind-hearted person, always ready to lend a hand and offer support to those around him. However, there was one thing he struggled with: depending too much on others for validation, happiness, and even decisions in his life. From his friends to his family, he always sought approval before making any big choices, afraid to stand on his own. One day, after a particularly frustrating conversation with a friend who didn't offer the advice Daniel was hoping for, he decided to take a walk through a nearby park to clear his mind. He sat on a bench, reflecting on how often he let others' opinions control his actions and emotions. No matter how much he tried, he couldn't seem to make decisions without seeking constant reassurance. Just as he was deep in thought, an elderly man, Mr. Parker, who often took his afternoon walks there, sat down next to him. They had exchanged pleasantries before, but today Mr. Parker noticed the concern on Daniel's face. "You seem troubled today, Daniel. What's on your mind?" the old man asked kindly. Daniel hesitated at first, but then opened up. "I just feel stuck. Every time I try to make a decision or take a step forward in life, I always feel like I need someone else to tell me it's okay. I rely on everyone else's approval, and it's exhausting. Why can't I just trust myself?" Mr. Parker nodded thoughtfully, understanding the weight of what Daniel was going through. "You know," he began, "many people live their lives seeking validation from others. They believe that happiness, success, or even worth comes from what others think of them. But this is a dangerous way to live." He paused, then shared a story. "Let me tell you something I learned long ago. There was once a man named Thomas who, like you, depended heavily on those around him. He wouldn't make any decisions without consulting others, always fearing that if he acted on his own, he would fail. One day, feeling particularly lost, he sought the guidance of a wise mentor. The mentor asked him, 'Thomas, do you trust your Creator?' Thomas, surprised, answered, 'Of course I do.' The mentor then said, 'Then why do you not trust yourself? If you trust in the one who created you, you should trust that he has also given you the wisdom, strength, and ability to make decisions. Depending on others too much is a sign that you lack faith in your own abilities and the guidance that comes from within.' Thomas was puzzled. 'But what if I make the wrong choice? What if I fail?' The mentor smiled. 'Every person makes mistakes. Every person stumbles. But those who trust in their Creator know that even in failure, there is a lesson, and even in difficulty, there is growth. You are not created to be perfect, but you are created with purpose. And that purpose cannot be fulfilled if you keep looking to others to lead your life. Stop depending on others for every decision. Rely on your own wisdom, and trust that your Creator will guide your steps if your intentions are pure." Mr. Parker paused, letting the story settle. Thomas realized that he had been placing more faith in the opinions of people than in himself and the guidance of his Creator. He decided that from that moment on, he would rely on his own judgment, understanding that while he wasn't perfect, he had the ability to make wise decisions. Daniel listened carefully, the words resonating deeply with him. "So you're saying it's not just about trusting myself, but about trusting that I have the ability and guidance within me?" "Exactly," Mr. Parker replied. "You were given a mind to think, a heart to feel, and a soul to guide you. Seeking advice is not wrong, but allowing others to control your decisions, emotions, or self-worth is. The most important trust is in yourself and in the one who created you. Stop looking for constant approval from others, and instead, strengthen your faith in your ability to choose what's best for you." Daniel sat back, absorbing the lesson. He realized how much time he had wasted worrying about what others thought, and how often he had delayed his own happiness, waiting for validation. It was time to take control of his life, to stop depending on others for the approval he didn't need. As he stood up to leave, Mr. Parker gave him one final piece of advice. "Remember, Daniel, The opinions of others are fleeting, but your connection to your Creator and your ability to make decisions based on wisdom and faith will never fail you. Trust yourself because you were created with all the tools you need to live a fulfilling life. From that day forward, Daniel began to make changes. He stopped hesitating, stopped overthinking what others might say, and started trusting his own choices. Each decision, whether big or small, became an opportunity for him to strengthen his faith in himself and in the purpose he was created for. And with every step, he grew more confident, realizing that true strength came from within, not from the approval of others.